Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Whew, pain versus pleasure. What do you prefer? What's your poison? Well, it's quite clear what I'm going through this morning. I am feeling pain. However, it's good pain, kind of. Let me explain this. I'm an investor. I'm looking at value. I'm looking to buy when everyone's selling, as long as the business is good and it has good fundamentals. Very simple, very easy strategy. We had a bit of a crisis over the weekend. As we all know, Trump decided to go into Venezuela and take the president, and we expected volatility, and we're getting it. But we're getting it in a way that I didn't expect. However, you always have to be prepared and ready to act. I'm ready to act. So what am I doing? I'm buying Coca-Cola now extremely heavy into margin. What's going on this morning? Well, we've seen crypto suddenly start to turn around. Risk on assets, while defensive with real business structure, be sold. Does that mean Coca-Cola is rubbish and defensives are rubbish and we should all be buying risk on assets? No. It means people have appetite for risk on at the moment until they don't, and they take profit and return. I'm focused on value. Now, I know Coca-Cola is expensive. However, it's good value at this price. It's always expensive. It's quality. But flipping heck, we're going down now. We've been dipping again this morning, and it's a tough time to be in this asset right now. But I know this will pay huge dividends. We're now just touching $500,000. I've gone all in. I'm using a lot of my margin now. I'm buying this. The moment we go above $70.10, which we could do in a moment, we tried to a few seconds ago, I will use lots, trim from the top, pay off the margin, and keep the ones that I bought lower. And I'll continue to do this until we finally hit bottom. And when we do, I will make serious amounts of money. What are you going to do? Well, that's up to you. So let's get into this morning's show. I've got lots of news for you. And so without further ado, let's get straight into it. I've got a newsletter to go through, news at a glance. I've got lots to share. It's going to be a very, very busy, fun-packed day. So let me line up my first story for you. There's a lot to unpack today. So are you ready? Let's break it all down. Before we do, I'm going to clear this screen here. I'm going to put that up there, put that there. All right, and get rid of that one as well. All right. So if I could ask, before I go into all of your news, there's 148 watching. Can we put 1 minute on the clock, 1 minute on the clock, and see if we can get 100 likes? Are you ready? Okay, 1 minute on the clock, 100 likes, and then I bring you the stories of the day, and you won't want to miss it. As you can see, we've already got it highlighted on the screen. So, you ready? 1 minute, 100 likes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Here we go. So we start off the show this morning with just 5 likes. You're just waking up. Good morning to all of you. 100 likes, we get into the news. We are now straight away out of the gate. We've already moved up to 38. Everybody's waking up this morning. By tapping the like button, it will share it out to more people, and you're more likely to get our news tomorrow. Okay, so let's refresh the screen. 1 minute, I'm going to bring you all the news of the day in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 38, need 100 to get suggested on YouTube. We are now at 54. Okay, 46 to go. 46 to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now at, where is it? There, 62. Okay, great stuff. 38 to go. 38 to go. We've got 30 seconds to go now before we end the music. Let's get 100 likes. Let's get straight into the news. 62 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where are we now? How many to go? We are 70. 30 to go, and we get straight onto our news. We've got it here to bring to you what investors are watching after Venezuela. 5 signals that matter to markets. That's the big story of the day. Few seconds to go now. We've got 70 likes. Refresh the screen. We need 100 in just the last few seconds. Are we going to get there? 83, 17 to go. 83, 17 to go. The music's about to end. Are we going to get there? Okay, I'm now going to refresh the screen. Did we get there? Did we get there? Let's have a look. Let's refresh the screen. I hope so. We need 100 to get suggested on YouTube, and then we'll get straight into our show of the day. What are we at now? We are now at 85. Oh, we didn't quite get there this morning. Never mind. Okay, let's get straight into our stories of the day. Remember, the quicker we get to 100, the quicker we can get into our story of the day. So, here we go. What investors are watching after Venezuela. 5 signals that matter to markets. I've put something together for you this morning. I hope you're going to enjoy this. Hope it will give you some peace. All right, I'm just trying to find my, there it is. That's what I want. So, what investors are watching after Venezuela? 5 signals that matter for the markets. Here we go. Page 1. Let me scroll across. Investors are eyeing a handful of signals as they look to distinguish between headline shock and economic transmission following the US strike on Venezuela. Fibonacci Asset Management CEO told CNBC that movements so far reflect modest hedging rather than flight to safety. We've seen this. Everyone's dumping my Coca-Cola to buy risk on assets. Should they be doing that? Well, let's go through and digest it all. There's Venezuela. Some are celebrating, some are not. Markets are weighing whether the Venezuela episode marks a turning point in how political power is priced into assets, or whether it'll become another headline shock that fades quickly from portfolios. Gold prices advanced over 2% to $4,419 per ounce on Monday, while the dollar firmed modestly. The dollar index, which measures the greenback's value against a basket of 6 major currencies, strengthened around 0.2% to 98.662. Other market levers remain relatively muted. US Treasury yields are little changed, with yields on the 10-year and 2-year relatively unchanged at 4.187% and 3.475%. Respectively, the MSCI All-Country World Index, a measure of global stock market performance, inched up 0.48%. While the headlines are unsettling, the market response so far has been notably restrained, said Jung In, founder and CEO of Fibonacci Asset Management, adding that the movements so far reflect modest hedging rather than flight to safety. Investors are eyeing a handful of signals as they try to distinguish between headline shock and economic transmission. 1. Oil. Oil market structure, not spot prices. The first test of whether developments in Venezuela matter systemically for the markets is not where oil trades today, but how the market is structured. The key here is whether the oil market supply tightens, said Billy Leong, senior investment strategist at Global X ETFs. As long as Brent trades around US $60 and the forward curve remains in contango, the market is signaling ample supply and limited concern about disruption from Venezuela. A shift toward backwardism would indicate that this is becoming a real supply issue rather than a headline event, which is not happening right now. When a crisis truly threatens oil supply, buyers usually rush to secure barrels immediately, pushing near-term prices above future prices. That creates a market structure known as backwardation, and it's a classic sign of scarcity or panic. Until the oil curve tightens, investors do not see developments in Venezuela as a threat to the global energy system. That message is echoed across the energy complex. Venezuela produces roughly 1 million barrels a day, which amounts to around 1% of global supply. Additionally, key infrastructure has remained operational. OPEC has pushed supply hikes, inventories are ample, and global surplus conditions continue to dominate pricing, other energy experts noted. As Norbert Rucker, head of economics and next generation research at Julius Baer puts it, we believe that these events pose minimal near-term supply risk and thus offer minimal chances of a meaningful oil price bounce. The oil market appears to be in a lasting surplus. Number 2, volatility. Volatility pricing. Another clear sign of market complacency is volatility, or rather the lack thereof. The volatility index, which tracks expected volatility in the US equity market for the next 30 days, currently stands at 14.5. The figure is well below stress levels and far from the 50-plus spike seen during last year's tariff shocks, Leong noted. The VIX serves as a forward-looking indicator of market fear and uncertainty, with a higher VIX pointing to increased uncertainty and stress, and a falling VIX connoting otherwise. That tells you markets are not paying up for protection despite elevated geopolitical headlines, Long said. Ed Yardeni, president of Yardeni Research, similarly noted that markets are waiting to see what happens next, so the initial reaction is relatively muted. 3. US yields and credit spreads. US yields and credit spreads. If Venezuela was triggering a broader repricing of risk, it would show up in falling bond yields, and rising inflation expectations, none of which is happening, according to market watchers. So far, real yields remain elevated, which partly reflects the US heavy debt burden. Inflation expectations are also stable, suggesting no meaningful change in the growth or inflation outlook, Luong said. Investors are also watching credit markets, which often lag stress earlier than equities. Credit markets tend to price stress earlier, sometimes better than equities. Luong said high yield and emerging market sovereign spreads are the key indicators to watch. Venezuelan bonds themselves are not informative, as they are already deeply distressed and largely irrelevant for global risk pricing. Number 4, other safe havens. In a few moments, we'll come on to Coca-Cola. Gold, for now, has been the main beneficiary of developments in Venezuela, following a stroke of record highs. In 2025, similarly, silver prices have advanced over 3% to 75.2733 per ounce. This suggests a knee-jerk increase in the pricing of geopolitical risks, Steve Price, Global Chief Investment Officer at Standard Chartered. The bank expects gold prices to hit $4,800 per ounce this year. If anything, these developments might expedite this appreciation, he added. While gold tends to do well when other assets do badly, it performs best when people lose faith in the way the world works. Says Bullion Vault's Adrian Ash, Director of Research. Trump's return to the White House has ripped up the underlying structures, alliances and rules which Western businesses and capital thought they could rely on. Number 5, spillovers into other flashpoints. The long-term risk is not Venezuela itself, but whether the episode changes political behavior in other parts of the world. Yardeni noted that Venezuela adds to an already crowded list of flashpoints, including the Middle East, the Ukraine war, and China-Taiwan tensions. So far, those risks haven't stopped the global bull market in stocks. He said, though they have helped fuel gains in precious metals. The longer-term risk is whether this sets a precedent that affects behavior elsewhere, particularly around Taiwan, Leong said. Markets will focus less on political rhetoric and more on whether this episode changes actions by other major powers. There has been some chatter following the Venezuela intervention that a deal could exist between Beijing and Washington that would see Taiwan traded for Venezuela. A China-Taiwan military reunification is not imminent at this point in time, said Marco Papic, Chief GEO Macro Strategist at BCA Research. The US has recently both transferred a significant number of weapons to Taiwan and included it as a red line in its relations with China in the most recent national security strategy, he said. For now, most investors see the developments in Venezuela as a tactical shock rather than a regime shift for markets. At this stage, the price action points to a temporary geopolitical risk premium rather than a structural shift, added Fibonacci Asset Management's Young. Okay, now then, on to Coca-Cola. Defensive play. Safe and stable. Safe and stable is if we look at Coca-Cola this morning, it's trying once again to bottom out and taking some very sharp moves. I bought another ton of Coca-Cola this morning at $68. Very, very exciting. We've got another low here. Anyway, in recent days, that is. Let's go back to this point here. I've just lost myself. Oh, there it is. Okay, so safe and stable. For investors who simply want peace of mind from the individual stocks they buy, they might be no better company to own than Coca-Cola. Mentioned earlier that it possesses one of the most powerful brands. This intangible asset is what protects the company's competitive position, and it has helped Coca-Cola remain relevant in the minds of consumers for such a long time. Over the last few days, we've seen Coca-Cola sell off due to the new SNAP rules, which we knew about, but it spooked the market. Also, people are flooding back into risk-on assets with the volatility. We heard about gold earlier on. Gold, in my mind, is a risk asset. It has no underlying value if you think about it. It just is what it is. It's a precious metal. Coca-Cola has cash flow, and I think that we're about to get one almighty bounce, and that's why I'm buying a ton of it with margin. Remember, Coca-Cola is not about Coca-Cola at all. It's a bottling business. We will always need the number one bottling business of the world. Think of that, folks, for a moment before you decide to ditch it. Beside its brand strength, Coca-Cola is a safe business to buy and hold because it's consistently profitable. This figure now will have you on the floor. Remember why Warren Buffett still owns Coca-Cola. Remember Warren Buffett just bought Google. Think of this next statement. The company's operating margin has averaged a superb 27.6 in the past 5 years. That's better than a leading internet company like Alphabet, Google. These are the facts that people overlook with Coca-Cola all the time. What a buying opportunity this morning, hence why I bought a ton. I'll repeat that. better operating margin than Google. Think of it. The price on the pump, literally, the price on the pump of Coca-Cola does not dictate the value of this defensive stock. Why do you think I've gone all in this morning? I am very confident of a major win very soon now. Since the business is in its mature stage of its life cycle, there isn't really much opportunity to reinvest into growth initiatives. Correct. Everyone's already drinking Coca-Cola. It's already around the world. It can't grow, but it keeps making money. But with pricing power comes inflation power. You can put the price up and people still buy it. That's the point. Since the business, I'll repeat that, since the business is in a mature stage of its life cycle, there isn't really much opportunity to reinvest into growth initiatives. As a result, Coca-Cola returns copious amounts of cash to shareholders. This helps boost investor returns. A key part of the investment thesis must center on dividends. Coca-Cola's annual payout has increased in 62 straight years. That makes it a dividend king, a very hard achievement to attain. A streak that is still active. That's an incredible track record that highlights the company's durability and consistency. 62 straight years. I don't know how many people have messaged me telling me that really that's not important because it's not the 80s anymore. People aren't drinking Coca-Cola anymore like they used to. They don't understand it's a bottling business and think because someone says sugar isn't good for you, which I totally agree, it isn't, hence why all the diet and Coke Zero plus all the teas and waters, that Coca-Cola has seen its best day. It hasn't. Its best days are ahead of it. So there's Coca-Cola against what's going on in Venezuela. Lots to cover this morning, and now we're going to go over to our newsletter as well. So let me bring all this up here. Now, before I go to comments and questions, before we go to the newsletter, we have a brand new channel out now. It's called the Clips channel, and you will find it on the homepage of the channel. This morning, I posted 4 headlines for you, 30-second headlines with their own descriptions, their own titles, so you can discover them. Let me show you how this works. On the homepage of the channel, where you are right now, you're watching me up here, you will see extra 24 hours a day, what you missed this morning. So people watch in different time zones, around 74 countries now, with live chat. So it's what you missed this morning. It's a replay. It's not live. It's a replay. I'm streaming it live, but the chat is live. That's extra. The investor clips, this one here, the investor clips. If you go onto the Clips channel, there you go. Well, at the Clips channel, I just posted some a few moments ago. There you go. 43 minutes ago. Headline news, Venezuela oil US companies revitalize nation's economy. 30-second, 40-second, 50-second bite-sized pieces, and you don't even need the audio. I've given you all the text on the screen in very clear, precise information, all discoverable, all searchable. What you can do, what you might like to do, is favorite the playlist. It's called Clips, the playlist, right here. What I do is I add them to the top. I always add them to the top. So what you do is you can go on the playlist, click here, and you can go play all, and what you will get is from the top, and until you notice that you've seen it before, and you can come out. So you click play all like this, and there you go. That was out a few seconds ago. It's 30 seconds long. It'll take you to the next one in the series, and after about 2 or 3, you'll go, oh, this is from yesterday. Fantastic. I've caught up. You get all the bullet points, all the news in a few seconds. Very fast, very concise. I hope you enjoy that service. And of course, the last thing you saw right at the end there, or you may have noticed, if I just go back a little bit, back a little bit more, right at the top, you'll see our final channel in the series. We've got Martyn Lucas music, all with their own distinguished logos, and you can tune in for the music show every Friday if you like. So there you go. All right, now we'll go back to our newsletter and Q&A. So let's do Q&A first of all. Let's put my positions on the screen. As you can see now, look at this. People are taking profit now from the XRP. We were up this morning. Now we're going down. People were up. We were up big on Bitcoin. It's trimming back a little bit. Be careful chasing risk assets without a fundamental real value. Even though we do love crypto here on this channel, we also know it doesn't produce any money. We want to produce money when we know that we're going to go into a crash. We are. There's no doubt about it. The yen carry trade will unwind, and when the rates go up again, you'll start to see it. All right. So let's do a little bit of Q&A, and then we will go into the next part of our story. So let me scroll back a little bit. David Hensley, I'm sorry I haven't got back to you yet on X. I will. I've got so much to do. I needed to hire some staff. I can't keep up with everything, but I will be in touch with you. I know it was me who requested the conversation, but nevertheless, you have already acknowledged that, and I need to reply to you. So I will be with you as soon as I can. We are below average, says Rambo. If Coca-Cola closes below 68.75, would not be good. You're focusing on the chart and the price. I am not doing that. I couldn't care less about the chart. I could not care less about the price. I am buying value. I know this stock this year will go to $80, not because of you buying it or selling it, because of its value, of its great year with the World Cup, the American celebration, the new COO, getting rid of Costa Coffee, the new flavors, and so on. I know it's going to $80. It may even do 96. So I don't care what the chart says. I do not focus on charts. I focus on balance sheets, businesses, profits, bottom line. So time will tell. That's not the way I look at things. I'm not looking at a chart. That doesn't tell me anything. It only tells me what traders are doing, not what investors understand. Greenland will be taken next, DJ Hayes. Interesting point. US kidnapped a head of a state from his own country. Nothing new. Do as I say, not as I do, aka one rule for me, another for you, aka, says Rambo. Well, yeah, I mean, Putin went in and invaded a country. He wants to take Zelensky. I mean, you know, did Trump... I'm not political. I'm just giving you the facts. You decide for yourself. Afternoon, Martin. I hope you both had a great Christmas. Yes, thank you, Urban. That's very kind of you. Thank you. XRP going down, but pre-market ETFs are up pretty big. Someone just said, question mark. No idea what that means. Can we just go to the newsletter? What's this? Steve, you're not one of our members. If it's not for you, go and watch something else. All right? Okay, watch this. You've got the newsletter. If you subscribe to it, you've already got it. You don't need me to read it. Unless you just want to get it for free and you want me to read it every day. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, good morning, Martin, Leah and all. Good morning, Mahir. Good morning, Dan Ackerman. This is just a copy and paste from CNBC. This isn't something you put together. Yes, it is, Steve. Thank you very much for your inaccurate nonsense. I think Venezuela occurred because fake is real and it's poodle. The US and West are gearing up for war, says Rambo. Who cares as long as the info is correct? Steve, this isn't the newsletter. The Sensei newsletter is original content. This is good information also. Exactly. Thank you, Sensei, for saying so. I agree, Sensei. Good information. Flipping heck, guys. I mean, I've got sources from all over the place. I don't have to read the newsletter only. I've got other sources, other information. We'll come on to the newsletter in a minute. What's funny is the person that was moaning about it is not even a member. I bet he doesn't even subscribe to the newsletter. And if he does, he's got it anyway. So anyway, what a bloody nonsense. I agree, Sensei. Good information. They want Venezuela oil to somewhat mitigate the possible huge supply reduction from war in Iran. The United Nations Security Council meeting on Venezuela and scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Morning, Sensei, says Mahir. Before an old clip from Martyn, before an old clip from Martyn popped up and was saying he see XRP going to 100. I was in shock about to buy, and if I didn't see the contents, I would have 1 year old. Yes, the circumstances are very, very different today. Okay, Steve. Okay. Sorry, but this isn't original content. Steve, nor is your content, but I'm reading your words off the screen. Okay, sorry, but this isn't original content. Like suggested, it's screenshots from CNBC, not something Martyn put together. I did put it together. I'm also reading your information. So is that original? I mean, all right. I love a cash cryptocurrency. The most successful cryptocurrency in history is eCash, said Saeed. No one said it was anything Martyn put together. We just traded Venezuelan for Taiwan. Good morning. Like your videos. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. BJ, go back and watch. He said, I hope you like I put together for you. Flipping hell. What is going on here? I read some information I found, I put it together in a presentation, and this guy's criticizing because I've read something. I mean, everybody reads something, okay? I don't know why you're criticizing me, because I'm simply reading some important news that I compiled and put together in my own way. I don't understand it. In a minute, I'm going to read Sensei's newsletter. Am I going to get told off for that as well? What? I mean, I'm reading your comments. I mean, is that wrong? Flipping heck, guys. Everybody reads something. It's probably why I read balance sheets. I know what I'm buying. If I make a compilation of articles someone else wrote, would that not be something I put together? He never said it was his article. Thank you very much, BJ. I appreciate that. What does it matter anyway if the screen information is accurate? Exactly. Verify it with your own research and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, exactly. I put it on the screen to provide information. I thought it was very useful. All right. Life will be as much stressful for you. Exactly what I was thinking. What about Kellogg's with its cornflakes and Rice Krispies versus Coca-Cola? I've never looked at Kellogg's. We might be 99, but we're still eating Rice Krispies. Have you had your Weetabix, Martyn? No, I'd love some. Mobix up 50%. Mobix up 50%. Coke Zero is the worse than sugar for you. Cancer producing. Sijon, thank you for your, Sean, I apologize. Thank you for your information. Sensei, oh my God, you answered well before. Sorry I missed it, old woman here. I think going all in one company is a huge risk. Yes, it is a risky play. I understand that, but I understand the business and I understand how to invest and what I own. Especially if you're using margin, even if it's a top company, I find it a bit irresponsible. Irresponsible to who? To myself? What do you mean irresponsible? How is it irresponsible that I understand a business that I own and I bought it? Warren Buffett nearly bought the whole company years ago. Was he irresponsible? I mean, why am I irresponsible? If you don't agree with me, don't buy it. I'm not asking anyone to buy it. I'm not asking you to follow my trades. In fact, I put on the screen, do not follow my trades. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. How is it irresponsible? Some very strange comments today. I just got a few new coffee machine. DeLonghi, thank you for sharing that. Stu, I love Mobix. It's my long-term play. No worries, Martyn. You're a busy man. We understand each other more than most. You, sir, are all good with me. I can remember. Oh, yeah. Ronaldo. Oh, Coca-Cola. Yeah, I remember that. If I am understanding things correctly, it would appear that you did, in fact, lose this time around. How have I lost? I haven't sold for a loss. I've just bought more at a lower price. No, I haven't lost anything. SMR, BCH, I'm riding this one out. Thank you, Jimmy. How did he lose? David Ensley, which is it? Gold wins in terms of value appreciation. I'm still here. Lost. Great job, said Hubert. Thank you. What did he lose on? Silver up 600% since COVID. Which is what? Trump, Xi, Putin, Modi, etc. Destroy New World Order, says Omni Coverage. Hi everyone, Rhino Skin. The old world is being destroyed. Be careful. David, sorry if you find I find your stock. Can we all just get along? Yes, I mean, I'm trying my best here to help people. Anyway, Martyn is a man of integrity. Wake up, people. Jimmy Peebles. That's very kind of you, Jimmy. Thank you. Please do analysis on the eCash cryptocurrency. I have to focus on my members. I'm afraid I got lots of requests from my members. The sugar would kill you before the aspirenti ever would. Oh, my God. Everything's going to kill you, right? All right, what about Diet Coke? What about the water? What about the tea? What about the coffee? I mean, we can go on forever. It's a bottling business, folks. It bottles stuff. It's a bottling business. It's like Coca-Cola is real estate, not burgers. People have confused this all the time. Is it as risky? Is it a risky time to buy crypto? I think so. I know it's rallying today and everyone thinks, hooray, look at me, aren't I clever? But no, I don't like buying. What's so ridiculous about this argument, Vin, is today everyone's buying crypto. Why didn't you buy it when it was down? If you're so smart and so clever, why didn't you buy it when it was down? What's happening today is everyone's playing follow the leader and they're all buying now. Very, very different, right? Good morning. You're nicer to the trolls than I would be, says 1970 Buckley. I believe that we give everyone a chance. We speak to everybody. We talk to everybody. We help everybody. Some people just don't know what they don't know. Liz. Good afternoon all. Chris Investment. Irresponsible because many people might follow you and also buy with margin. So what? I can't invest. I can't buy a business because some idiot might follow me and do the wrong thing. Well, sorry about that. I don't know about you, mate, but I take responsibility for my own actions. That's one thing I do not like. There's one thing when I came to America, I discovered more than ever. More and more people blame everybody else for their own actions. And when they don't like something, they sue people all the time. I fell over and hurt my leg, so I'm going to sue you. I drank some hot coffee and I hurt myself, so I'm going to sue you. Everybody's angry. Everybody blames themselves. People, I am buying Coca-Cola with margin. I make no bones about it. I tell you, not follow my trades. But if you go out and you get it wrong and you lose money, that's on you. Take responsibility for yourself. This guy here is saying it's irresponsible because people might follow me. I'm not joining the Lemming Club. In fact, if you actually understand what's going on, RW Invest, which clearly you don't, so I don't understand the invest part of things. What's happening today is lemmings are buying crypto. Now, I like crypto. I bought XRP when it was down. I bought Bitcoin when it was down. I made money on them. I always make money on them. However, I buy when everyone's selling, not when everyone's buying. So if you're buying crypto today, you're buying because everybody else is. That's what people are doing. What people are doing today is selling Coca-Cola while I am buying. That's a very different thing. Aspartame destroys the muscles. Thank you, Omni. Good morning, Buckley. You would literally have to down over several thousand cans for the aspartame to be fatal. You'd pass before you even get there. That is true. Good luck, Martyn. Thank you so much indeed. That's from Get Some Momentum. Hi, maybe some Nvidia. You'll have 1 million plus by the end of the year. If I buy Nvidia, I buy it for the S&P 500 VU, and I'll be back there again when I've trimmed this position of Coca-Cola. I will be when the S&P pulls back, which it will. I've just realized the basis behind some of these comments. Full moon, innit? Is that what it is? Time kills stop time. Have been holding Mobix for ages, said David. The sheeple? Don't know what that means, Jerry. Good morning, Liz. He says, don't follow his trades. There's a bloody great sign underneath the screen here all the time. Great, David. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Silver is skyrocketing, going to 200. Imagine China doing the same thing to Taiwan that the US did to Venezuela. Very good point, Robin Nielsen. Thank you for your thoughts. Morning, Martyn and all. Been watching CNN in Brazil. Damn, they really are left. Trying to find ways Trump did wrong, even though most of them had said Maduro needs to go a year ago. I agree. Maduro isn't a great leader. There are people in the UK who think Prime Minister Starmer isn't good. However, I don't think anybody in the UK wants Donald Trump to turn up and arrest him and bomb Buckingham Palace. I'm just saying, I don't think anybody wants that, do they? So there you go. They changed their recipes a while ago. They realized they can make more money. Accountability is very important. You are very right, Martin. Everyone always blames someone else for their own mistakes. Yes, they do. Please do analysis on eCash. I've got to focus on my members. Sorry, I have to do members reviews first. And today, of course, it's Monday. Twice a week, we do our reviews for our Electrum members. At the end of the show, we will go all members only for about 15 minutes, and then we'll do another 15 minutes for Electrum members only. 3 or 4, first come, first serve. We do your mini analysis. Free, no waiting in a queue, no super chats. Electrum members get this perk twice a week now. XRP, yay! Surf Air Mobility looks good. I'm not buying any crypto at all now. Thank you very much. Appreciate your thoughts. If you're buying crypto, you're too late for this rally. I got mine when it was cheap. No one loses. No one loses if you don't sell it for a loss, like when KO goes back up. Martyn is just sharing his journey to making his money. That's right. I'm sharing my journey. You do what you like. You think XRP will go back to 188? I don't know right now. We need to do fresh analysis. Viva. The sheeple and the people are the sheep are the people that follow the sheep, like sheep. The sheeple are the people that follow like sheep when someone else does. The people buying into pumps. Thank you, Jerry Mandarin. Now I get it. Martyn, I have a question about Coca-Cola, Hellenic bottling. Maybe the next Electrum if I'm here. Thank you, Liz. Liz, Maduro was an illegitimate president. Starmer was an idiot. Got elected the right way. Well, we know it's not for us, though, is it? It's not for us in America to say, you know, how you voted for your guy is rubbish, so we're going to come and take him out. I mean, how does that make any sense? There's loads of leaders in the world. There was loads of leaders in the world, around the world. So at the end of the day, you know, you don't just go around arresting people because you don't like them. I mean, I don't know where this ends. Now we've got Cuba. Cuba's on alert. That's going to be taken over. There's Brazil. There's several other countries now that, I mean, basically, that's what the British Empire did. The British Empire colonized countries. It just went in with the excuse, we bring Christianity, we bring the king, we bring the empire, thereby we're the best. And we're taken over. That's what happened with the British Empire. You know, you colonizing countries, just take them over because you like to. I mean, that's what Putin's doing now, isn't it? I would mind Trump getting rid of Starmer and taking over. Lost over 3,000 XRP back in October, which I'd paid more attention then. Thank you for Ascend. Thank you. End of year. I'm not sure I know what that means. Love says Saeed. Thank you. UN meeting in 45 minutes. UN can technically sanction the US. Yes, they can. Very, very good point. You can't just go and do what you like in this modern world of rules and regulations. When a leader doesn't follow international law, then there is no country safe. When will this stop? After Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, Greenland, and Canada. Oh, come on. So now Sue, you're suggesting, oh my gosh. So are you suggesting that Donald Trump invades Canada? Remember, when he went into Venezuela, he blew up, there was bombs going off, right? There was one poor lady, her house is blown up. Who's going to repair her house? She lived very near Maduro. Her house got blown up. She survived, luckily, but all the front of her house is blown up. Who goes and fixes that? So are you suggesting we go into Canada tomorrow, blow up some government building, and then go and grab Mark Carney, go and grab the Prime Minister, just go and grab him? Is that what you're suggesting? Surely not. Surely not. I mean, you're suggesting that it's going to happen to Colombia, Cuba, Greenland. I mean, Greenland, what a peaceful country that is. We're just going to go and take it over. You know, I mean, I don't think any American wants that, do they? Does any American want America just to invade just go around like the British Empire and just invade everybody? I mean, I have to say, I'm very, very proud of the technical ability of the army. The military, the technicians behind it, incredible. You know, what they did was amazing. But remember, it's Venezuela. It wasn't Russia. It wasn't the UK. It wasn't Germany. All right? It wasn't other nations that have got, you know, it wasn't Israel with an iron dome. All right? It was Venezuela, okay, with a very small army and, you know, not that great. But nevertheless, they did a great job. But are you suggesting that we just go around and invade every country we fancy? Trump making old school conquering great again and more efficient. Love it. Wasn't there some order or something placing him on the list to be captured or arrested in 2020? Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. The United States deemed the leader to have committed some crimes. He's not been tried, right? When I last looked, you get, you know, you're innocent until presumed you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's how it should work, right? So you might say someone is guilty of something, but you've got to try and judge them in a court of law. You don't just go into their country and take them. I mean, I don't know. Maduro has a sealed indictment against him since 2020. He did mention about add Canada as another. Yes, he did. But it wouldn't be another state, would it? It wouldn't be another state. It's a country. Canada is not a state of the United States. Canada is a country. If Trump goes in, he's invading a country. You can't just go, well, I'm Donald Trump, so I want it to be a state because I said so. Well, the people in Canada go, hello, we're Canadians. This is our country. I don't care. I'm taking it anyway. Bloody hell, that can't be what you're suggesting. Washington thinks Starmer is weak. Yeah, they probably do, but they're not going to go and invade England, are they? Great call on Coca-Cola, Martyn. Thank you very much indeed. I think so. We shall find out soon. It's silly, yes. Good morning, everyone. Don't forget, Greenland is actually owned by Denmark. So don't forget Greenland. So it'll be owned by Denmark. So be declaring war on Denmark. Let's go and declare war on Denmark as well. I'm 100% for Trump not releasing the Epstein files part. But, you know, there you go. Trial is today at 12 o'clock. Also, if they were going to do it with Venezuela, they did it the right way. Hey, Martyn, have you heard about anything as regards to Ripple banking licenses? You can see, and can you see $100 on silver? Troy, I haven't got any further information at the moment. Casey, I'd like to meet with you today and get Casey on the show. I would like Casey to be our first female broadcaster by this Saturday. So, Casey, we're moving ahead now. Text me. Let's see if we can set up a meeting today. Let's get you on. Let's get your final screen test. Let's get your first show. I believe you wanted to do a Saturday show. Let's get you on the show for Saturday. All right, okay. We got our newsletter coming up as well. So stand by. We've got the bell. Let me go and refresh Wall Street. Looks a bit laggy. It's a bit laggy. Let me go and refresh it. Oh dear, what a morning this is. What a morning this is. All right, just bear with me a second. All right, here we go. We've got Wall Street on standby.
In part because of the new
7 minutes to go.
But also
we can.
The earnings power turns to be far greater than people thought.
We can. What am I going to say? We can. I'm just trying to get in position here. We can go to Wall Street in 8 minutes' time. So. Thank you ever so much. Everyone tap the like button. Fantastic. 149 this morning. And consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much indeed. Have you all subscribed? Have you all subscribed to the new channel, the Clips channel, for all your breaking news throughout the day? There we go. The the playlist. I'll put that there. Next, Clips. There you go. So at the end, you'll see the new stuff. Let me add that to the top. Pin that. There you go. There's the clips. Right. Okay. We are going to go over now to our newsletter and cover some information there for you. So I'll give you a few links you might need. There's X and Instagram for all my posts and trades. I didn't get a chance to share my trades this morning. It was happening far too quickly, and I had to get set for the show. So there you go. Okay. Just acknowledging Sensei. I live in Denmark. Matthew, how would you feel if Donald Trump just came in and invaded your country tomorrow just because he doesn't like you, just wants it? Is that all right with you? Okay, let's get into it. We've got 5 minutes to go. Let's get our newsletter on the screen. That person who criticised me for just reading, well, I guess he's going to criticise again now because I'm about to read again. I'm going to read from the newsletter, so get ready to have a go at me. So we've got 5 minutes before the bell. These are the events we're going to cover on this morning's show, directly from our newsletter. If you want the newsletter, there it is in the chat. Okay, there is the newsletter in the chat. You can get a free trial of the newsletter, so you can get everything you need. All right, let's have a look at today's stories at a glance. Delta Force captures Maduro. Markets stay steady as defense stocks and gold rise following the raid. Defense stocks and gold rise following the raid. Oh, look at this. Look at Coca-Cola. Look at that for a move. Oh. Hello. If we get 70 today, I'm just saying, oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that for a move. Now then, I've got $404,000 in Coca-Cola plus $54,000 on my Roth. That makes $460,000. $460,000. I am nearly at $500,000 now. And if we get to 70 and 10, I can trim from the top and clear my margin and be in one hell of a situation. So there we go. It's happening. All right. That's a nice little jump there. Anyway, let's get back to it. We've got 3 minutes. Our main stories of the day. Bitcoin hits 3-week high. Institutional inflows drive prices past 93,000 as technical floor firms. Trump eyes Greenland annexation. Defense stocks surge as Trump signals Arctic interest despite Danish rebukes. Oh my God, it's actually on the cards now. It's in the newsletter. Once it makes the newsletter, you know it's going to happen. Massive 2026 IPO wave. SpaceX and AI firms prep historic listings as institutional appetite returns. Can you imagine buying SpaceX? Who would buy SpaceX? Wouldn't you all want to own SpaceX? But imagine the volatility and overbuying of that. You might say, well, how do you overbuy space? I mean, you land on Mars. Trillion, gazillion, bazillion, $1 trillion. I don't know. I mean, how far do you want to go? I mean, there's no price. Defensive and gold rally. Geopolitical shifts spark a flight to safety and increased military demand. Okie dokie. Right. 2 minutes ago, we'll ring the bell. We'll go through all the positions. We'll see how the markets react. We'll do some more Q&A. One of the presidents is the Monroe Doctrine. That's right, Casey. Katie, did you get my message about texting me? I want to get you on the show this weekend. I want your final screen test today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Let's get it moving. Let's get it moving. I'm back now. New year. We're into it. So we'll ring the bell first, and then we'll cover our news stories of the day. So we'll start off with this one. One big thing. One big thing. We'll start off with that. All right. So we've just got a minute and 45. By the way, folks, it's that time of the year again. I started my fasting. I will not be eating one single morsel for 3 full days. I did a 5-day fast a few months ago, and it was amazing. Lost lots of weight, cholesterol went down, detoxed my body, cancer cells flushed out. Really, really great. I'm doing it today. I started midnight last night. I've got 3 days, so by Thursday, I shall be eating. Not a single thing. I can drink water, electrolytes, water, but that is it. That is it. And if you've never done it before, it heightens your taste. When I come back, I mean, I've done 5. I haven't done 3 before, so this won't be as powerful as the 5-day one, but I'm going to do a 3-day one this time. And on Thursday, you'll notice that things will taste better and stronger and more flavoursome. Sugary stuff will be even sugarier because your body will already adjust to it. Anyway, here we go. 30 seconds to go. So wish me luck for that, folks. The hard part is the next 24 hours. Here we go. Let's see what the markets do today. Let's ring the bell. Are you ready?
Comcast, member of the S&P, very big member, and you're not going to get BlackRock to suddenly say, you know what, we're going to take a hard look at Versa. They just sell.
Underlevered versus
5,
many of its
4,
potential peers.
3,
at about 1
2,
times exactly,
1.
Which is
Here we
great.
go.
Allows potentially
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony until one day a young man catches fire.
Whoa! Coca-Cola is tanking. Coca-Cola is tanking now. Oh, it's 68.60. We're taking a big dive now. 68.50. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Okay, for all our positions, I just bought more Coca-Cola on that. Little drop, way too much now. So here we go. My overall portfolio. Let me take that down. Let me take that back. All right, here we go. Down 0.95 today. The S&P is soaring up 0.6 today. Look at that. New all-time highs. Virgin Galactic up 1.37. My gosh, we are moving this morning. Coca-Cola is still holding. It's going down even further. Palantir is up. Gold is up. Amazon popped up and sold off, up 0.63. Apple going down 0.34. Enphase Energy is up 3. Coca-Cola is down 68.62. I just bought it 68.65, sorry. So that's where I just bought it a few seconds ago. We are going down again. Johnson & Johnson, defensive, going down. Chevron Oil, up 5.75. Tesla, up 1.5. McDonald's, defensive, going down. Google, up, but now selling off, up 0.54. We've got Microsoft now selling off, down 0.6. Meta selling off, down 0.36. Nvidia, up 2% today. Nearly that 200 marker again. Walmart, up 0.27. Tilray Brands going down. Robinhood, up 3% this morning. Rocket Lab, very expensive, down 3.48. Plug Power, Russian manipulation, up 2.69. Bitcoin, up 0.28. XRP is up 0.08. Ethereum is down 0.02. There's the market for the day. Look at this. Look at my portfolio. Oh my gosh. I'm in free fall. How low will this go? There we go, folks. What a start to the year. What a start to the year this is. Okay, it's a very painful start. Very painful start for me, obviously. We're going down to new lows now. This is not nice, but it's what we expected. The market will, eventually the market will crash. February, March, if we get that yen carry trade, which I think we will. Coca-Cola has already had it baked in. So if I can buy the price, remember, I'm looking forward. If I can buy all of these assets and businesses at these prices and catch the crash on a reaction rather than the crash itself, I'll be in a very safe position. And that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. But we are going down $3,000 today. Look at that. And I was down $3,000 yesterday. What a start to the year for me. $7,000 down in the beginning, the first week of the year. Not a good year for me so far, but it's a great year for me. I'm buying all of this at lower and lower and lower prices. This is what we want. When we get our bounce, which we will, I'll be able to start trimming. Of course, I've got to survive until then, get margin called. No one wants to get margin called, do they? So past month, year to date, look at that. Year to date, $7,000 down. That's a huge down. Of course, if I sold now, I'd lose $7,000. I don't want to do that. And we're not going to do that. There's no reason to do that. All right. We're buying on the way down and we'll start trimming. Now, remember, when we start trimming, we don't have to wait for the 70. We don't have to sell at the highest prices. That's the great thing about lots. Or I can choose. What I can do is this. Let me show you what I'll do. Ideally, I sell at the top. That would be fantastic. Sell at the top, pay off the margin. That would be the best outcome, but I don't have to do that. What I can do is this. Sell, limit, tax lots, sell tax lots. There we go. Yeah, that's the ones for today, right? So those are, you can't sell, you can't use those. But what I can do is you can see, right? Every single position now is out with the money. Obviously, it's been going down. The one I bought today will be up in a moment because they bought the lower prices. Now, I don't have to wait to $70 to sell at $70. I don't. What I can do is I can choose any one of these. So I might say, I'll sell this one and this one at $69.40. Now, you might say, well, why are you selling at $69.40? Well, that's because I bought at $68.40, $1 less than that. I don't want all of these positions. I can't afford all these positions. I can't have $1 million of margin. Take me years to pay it off. I can't afford it. You can only afford what you can afford, right? So what I can do is I bought these hoping that this would be the bottom. I knew it wouldn't be, but I still bought it knowing we get a bounce, all right? So I can sell the 69.40s and keep the 68.40s. That puts me in a great position. My margin gets paid off quicker and I now own lower. Now, that's what I can do. What I don't want to do is obviously sell the ones for a loss or sell the ones at the bottom. They're the ones I want to keep. I want to sell the ones up here. Now, in a perfect world, we get a massive bounce. I say it's massive. It'd only be a couple of percent. It wouldn't be that much, actually. We go up to 61.10. I sell from the top all the way down. Boom, 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 boom. The top one would be a wash and everything down would be profit. The profit would get bigger and bigger all the way down. I would sell all that, clear all that margin and own everything at 68 and 69 and down. That would be a great, great, great result. That could happen. That could happen in minutes, folks, with all this selling going on. That could easily happen. I hope it does. All right. But if it doesn't, and I start to run out of margin, or I get too much margin, I go, oh my gosh, right, I've got too much. What I can do is sell the ones on the way up, not the very top. Doesn't matter. I'll get rid of those and swap that, because basically getting rid of those will pay off the margin and allow me to buy lower because we're still falling. So if we go back to 69.40 and I can sell those there, that gives me money. That gives me $69,000. That gets off margin. I can reuse that to buy where we are now. And we're currently at 68.40. So even lower. So that's how it all works. That's what I'm doing. Obviously, what can go wrong with this? What can go wrong is if we suddenly have Coca-Cola drop to $62 or $60. Well, what would happen then? I would buy more, wouldn't I? Yes, but eventually I'll run out of money. Then what do I do? Well, I just have to earn it the old-fashioned way by my job, YouTube, and then pay it off that way, and eventually we'll bounce and eventually we'll sell it. What if it goes down to $50? What if it suddenly went to $50? Well, then I get a margin call. Well, at the moment I wouldn't. That's why I buy very carefully. But if I went all in now and spent every single penny of my margin and then we drop to $50, then I'd get a margin call. I'd be forced to sell from my positions. However, what I would do is I'd sell from the bottom. I wouldn't sell from the top. At that point, I wouldn't be selling for those losses. I'd be selling the bottom ones, which may be out of the money or maybe in the money actually, and still win even with a margin. Now, all of this I know is complicated, complex, high risk to a degree, but I understand the business. I understand what I'm doing. I'm happy, but you have to control your emotion. If this is not for you, you know, dancing around with $500,000, then I understand. And I don't want anyone to follow me or do what I'm doing because I'm doing it and so on and so forth. But this is what I did on Liberation Day. You may remember, if we go back to my positions here, and we go back here, the all-time position here. Let's look here. Look, you see that? I'm hardly down at all. And this is important. This is my all-time position now. It's dramatically dropped. 14% up. Dramatically taken a turn. Doesn't matter. That's why you got to pan out. So I'm very green. $51,000 I've made. Still very, 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 very happy. That's the point of buying over a long period of time. Even though we've got this little blip, I have got a lot of stock at lower prices and I love it. And you can see my portfolio is still up 51,000. But this, what I'm doing now is what I did here. I'm doing the same strategy all over again. All right. But now it's bigger numbers. I've got more money. I do it with bigger numbers. Eventually it'll be $1 million trades. Exactly the same structure. But you see, overall, my portfolio doesn't even notice it. Still up $51,000. All right. Okay. So as soon as we get a bounce, we can start trimming lots anywhere we want. Doesn't have to be the top. Can't be the bottom because they won't be available till tomorrow. And we'll keep doing this. Now we have to slow down now. We have to slow down now because I think we're near the bottom. I think this is the reaction to what happened at the weekend. Of course, I thought defensive would go up. This is a first reaction. So people are buying risk on assets, then they'll sell, and then they'll buy this. So I want to be in here. I don't want to be chasing like all the lemmings. I don't want to be following all the sheep. I want to be buying what everyone is selling, not what everyone is buying. This is what real investors do. All right, so let's go into our newsletter today. I want to try and see if I can deliver the newsletter in a slightly different way. Let's have a look, see if this works. Right. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah. I'm going to try and deliver the news in a different way. See what you think. See if it's more visual. All right. So here we go. So let's go into our newsletter today as I watch Coca-Cola fall through the floor. I'm waiting for it to drop now, like to 66. Some really big drops now. We're down 1.25%. That's a lot. That's a lot for Coca-Cola. That's way too much. Way too much selling this morning. But I can't just buy every single dip. Eventually you run out of money. You just can't do it. You have to be able. You've got to stop at some point. But yeah, this is wonderful to see because it just presents future gains. That's what this is. All right. So it's 68.25. We're going to hit a bottom in a minute. Where are we now? 68.65. God, that's a lot. Yeah, I bought some more. It's all on the Costa deal as well. Right, okay, so there we go. Oh, you play with fire, you get burned, right? Okay, here we go. So let's break our news down today for you. Okey-doke. I tried to warn you. Thank you for the warning. I appreciate it. I appreciate the warning. It doesn't matter. I'm very happy with my purchases. I love how people who are not even members says, I tried to warn you. Trump and Kennedy's destroying the position. Manufacturing. Liz, KO. You're looking at the chart. I'm not paying no attention to the charts. None whatsoever. Right. Okay. So it's hard to watch because I'm trying to trade while bringing you the news. So I'm gonna bring you the newsletter news right now. But obviously I got $500,000 on the line, and I'm trying to trade this and win, not just read the news and lose all my money. So I'm focusing. I'll do the news, but I'll keep my eye on these numbers. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So the news from our newsletter. One big thing, Tesla's $1 trillion valuation gap. Tesla stands as the priciest constituent. We'll start that again, shall we? That was rubbish. That was rubbish. Do it again. One big thing, Tesla's $1 trillion valuation gap. Tesla stands at the priciest constituent in the S&P 500, a massive divide in a professional valuation models. Recent sum of the parts analyses reveal a strategic 1.3 trillion discrepancy between bearish and bullish price targets. While some experts value the firm at only $80 per share, others project worth up to $470 by pricing in future autonomous and robotic sectors. This conflict stems from the challenge of assigning current dollars amounts to unproven AI ventures versus traditional vehicle sales. At 220 times projected 2026 earnings, the stock carries a multiple 10 times larger than the index average. Investors must navigate a landscape where market price is decoupled and standardized financial benchmarks. How crazy is that? Right. Let's go on to our next one. We'll do winners and losers now. This is from our newsletter. If you want this every day, there it is. There's a free trial. You can try it yourself and so on and so forth. Okay, David Hensley, one of the things I wanted to mention to you is, can you see the link that I've just dropped in the chat? The newsletter free trial. It says www.sensei.news/Martyn. Can you use that link to advertise the newsletter, not the links for the website, please? That's one of the things I was going to say to you. I'll just tell you now, it'll be easier. So can you grab that? Can I grab it? Can I just grab it? I'll give it you in, there you go. I'll just go on to X and I'll give it to you. This is one of the things I wanted to send you. Don't use the links page. That needs to be updated. But if you could use this one, use this for the newsletter. There you go. If you can replace your work, yes, for sure. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate that. That was one of the things I wanted to say to you. That covers a bit of it, but there's a few things more. Anyway, let's get back to our news. Thank you so much for your understanding. The links page is a bit out of date now, so we just need to move on from that. Okay, so winners and losers. Chevron Oil up 9.62. Chevron Corporation shares rose as the removal of Nicolas Maduro positions it as the only active US oil major remaining in Venezuela. Why do you think we cover Chevron Oil all the time? There you go. GHRS up 46.09%. GH Research PLC surged after the FDA lifted a clinical hold on its lead depression treatment, clearing the way for phase 3 trials. PBF up 13.43%. PBF Energy shares rallied as the Martinez refinery rebuild remains on track for March 2026, supported by insurance recovery funds. INTC up 9.02%. Intel Corporation gained after finalizing a $5 billion strategic partnership with NVIDIA to co-develop multiple generations of AI and x86 chips. SIDU, Cider Space, SIDU, up 36.71%. It rallied on speculative momentum following a massive defense contract award and a federal executive order for a 2028 moon mission. DVLT up 65%. Datavault AI shares jumped after the company announced an infrastructure deal and a special warrant dividend ahead of its CES showcase. SLB up 12.99. SLB Limited advanced as a secondary beneficiary of energy sector tailwinds and increased off-field service demand expectations in Venezuela. Another winner, COP, 8.88%. ConocoPhillips shares rose on analyst upgrades and sympathy with the broader energy sector rally triggered by geopolitical shifts in Venezuela. VLO up 8.43%. Valero Energy gained on supply disruption tailwinds and sector-wide momentum following the political transition in Venezuela. Now let's focus on the losers. The losers, I could mention Coca-Cola, but I won't because it's not in the newsletter. Losers, CMCSA down 6.89%. Comcast Corporation shares declined following the completed spin-off of Versant Media Group as the market repriced the standalone cable entity. ZBIO, Zenas Biopharma shares crashed in a valuation reset despite the company announcing positive phase 3 trial results for its lead drug obexilamab, something like that. So there you go. There are winners and losers of the day. Coca-Cola is getting a little bit of a rebound now. This is not yet enough for me to lot sell because I would be tomorrow. These aren't available yet for lot selling. These ones I've just bought at 68.50 aren't available for lot selling. We want 69 and above for lot selling if I want to sell today. Okay. So let's go into our next news story. Are you ready, folks? I'm keeping an eye on it. My portfolio is bouncing back very quickly now. And this is where buying with conviction wins, but you have to know what you're doing, how to manage it. And also you have to better manage your sentiment as well. Very, very important. Right. I've got to wrap this up shortly because I've got a gold member today meeting me at 10 o'clock, which is in 2 hours. We've got the members only event in a minute. We've also got the Electrum mini analysis show in a minute for all our members as well. Plus, we've got Q&A. Okay, so let's carry on and bring you our next news story of the day. Caracas, chaos, and the calm VIX. Donroe doctrine. You've heard all about it? Let's get into the story of the day. Breaking news today. Over the weekend, US Delta Force units executed Operation Absolute Resolve, a surgical strike on Caracas that ended with Nicolas Maduro, in a Brooklyn detention center. While the geopolitical shockwaves were historic, the market's reaction was steady. S&P 500 futures rose 0.3% and NASDAQ 100 futures climbed 0.7%, while the VIX fear gauge sat at a sleepy 14.51. The Trump administration is framing this as the Donroe doctrine, a pivot toward transactional resource extraction over long-term nation building. Gold's 2.3% jump to $4,430.99 represents a tactical hedge in an otherwise risk-on environment, showing investors are buying protection without fleeing the stock market. There's one of our big stories of the day. Let's carry on. Let's bring you more. More on the Monroe Doctrine. The resilience of the AI narrative remains the dominant force. Even with a head of state in handcuffs, investors are focused on Micron and AMD, which led pre-market gains because global tech demands says indifferent to Caracas. In Europe, defense plays like Rheinmetall II and Saab surged 6% as the operation signaled that unilateral hard power is back on the table, potentially forcing European nations to hike their own military budgets. Meanwhile, acting President Delcy Rodriguez has already pivoted from calling the raid criminal to inviting a cooperation agenda. This suggests that the regime may choose survival through transactional diplomacy rather than risk a full power vacuum or further military intervention. Sensei's thoughts on this. Sensei shared his thoughts from his newsletter this morning. Watch the speculative pop in defaulted Venezuelan sovereign bonds, which could jump 10 points today. It's a high-stakes bet on whether Rodriguez prioritizes debt restructuring to stay in power. Okay, so we can start to see Coca-Cola start to make some gains now. I've been buying this dip this morning with full gusto, using large amounts of margin. I cannot trim yet because we are not in the area. I am, but these lots are not available to me until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be able to sell the lots if we continue to rise. We will. It does take time. I'm all in. I'm buying with maximum conviction, but I'm not expecting anyone or don't want anyone to follow me. Right. Our next big story of the day. Please don't forget to tap the subscribe button as well, and always like these videos. Thank you so much indeed. Bitcoin hits 3-week high. Institutional rebound or geopolitical noise. Safe haven, 50-day moving average, 88,000, the danger zone. Let's look at Bitcoin with a 94,000 resistance. This is our big story of the day. Bitcoin climbed 2.3% to 93,323 in early Asia trading on Monday, marking its highest level since December the 11th. It's a welcome bounce after a sluggish 2025, where the asset finished down 6.5% despite pro-crypto signals from Washington. Interestingly, the move appears driven by crypto-native firms and a lack of selling from miners and family offices rather than a broad retail frenzy. While some link the rally to a weekend geopolitical headlines, the groundwork was laid on January the 2nd when US-listed Bitcoin's ETFs saw a massive 471 million net inflow, the largest single-day surge since November. BlackRock's IBIT led the pack, soaking up 287.4 million alone. The technical picture is turning into a classic show of show me moment. For the first time since October's crash, Bitcoin has reclaimed its 50-day moving average, signaling that the price floor may finally be firming up. However, the asset still lacks the safe haven velocity seen in precious metals today. Gold jumped 2% after silver at nearly 5%, proving that big money still prefers bullion when the missiles fly. Traders are now laser focused on the 94,000 resistance level. Clearing that with high volume would confirm a shift from defensive consolidation to a new uptrend, while 88,000 remains the critical line in the sand for the bulls. Sensei's thoughts on this from our very own newsletter. Watch the 94,000 ceiling. Bitcoin is currently catching a January effect, lift from institutional rebalancing, but until it outperforms gold during gold instability, it's still being traded like a high beta tech stock. Thank you, Sensei. Tap the like button if you like this and consider subscribing to our news bulletins. All right. I have got time for one more, and then we've got to do our members section at the end of this. So we're going to go to members only after this news bulletin. Martyn, still buying Coke? Yes. Have you not been watching me this morning? I've been buying very, very heavily, Widget. Very, very heavily indeed. I just want to make sure. Okay, that's fine. All right. So let's do our final one and we'll put the members only. What we're going to do is in 5 minutes, all members, we'll do live Q&A, what we've missed. So if you ask me a question and you got ignored, you got missed, live Q&A for all members in 5 minutes from now. After 10 minutes of that, we'll go over to 10 minutes. I can only allow 10 minutes this morning on Electrum and above. That's Electrum, Gold, Platinum, and sponsor. Mini analysis. The first three this morning, I will do a mini analysis for you, showing you the balance sheet, the margin, the profits, the short interest, who's buying, who's selling, all that kind of stuff. Full analysis, mini analysis for free, no super chats required. You just Electrum or upwards. That will follow the membership event in 5 minutes. So members only. Let's start this now. All channel members start in 5 minutes. Okay. Let me just make sure that appears at the top. There it is. Right. We have a special all members event in 5 minutes time. So let me just make sure it's set and then I'll read you this final bit of news. Take me a couple of seconds to grab it. It normally shows up straight away. What's gone wrong this morning? What's gone wrong this morning? No, that should be showing up there. Why is that not doing it? Come on. I'm limited for time. Let's try that again. Ah, there it is. Word there for a moment. Okay, we got that. I need to put it into the playlist of upcoming members. Here it is. Live shows, members only, upcoming. This took a little bit longer this morning, so I'm now rushed. But that's okay. I think I can do it. Click that. Click that. Okay. Okay. Let me come back to here. How long have I got now? 3 minutes 10. There it is. There's the members only event. Live Q&A, of course, for everybody. Let me put it in here. Next. Pin at the top. Some of you say you find it easier when I give you the link. So there we go. We'll be there in 2 minutes and 50 seconds from now. Okay. And it'll be members only, live Q&A. I'll answer everyone's questions. Might have a phone in if we've got time. And then we do mini analysis as well for the Electrum members. Okay, that's coming up in a second. If you've not yet subscribed to the new channel, on the homepage of the channel, we've got the clips section, which is all your latest news. Here is the clips channel. It's all your news in just 1 minute sections. So very fast, very searchable, easy to find. You don't have to scroll through hours of live footage. There is the clips channel. Go and subscribe. That's what it looks like. We've got a whole series now of channels: clips, music, extra, invest, and yeah, the whole thing. All right. So let me do this really quickly before we go over to the next event. I've given you all the links. Okay, we're good. So let me just cover this as we wrap this up. I've got 1 minute and 48. Our final big story of the day: Trump pushes Greenland annexation after Venezuela victory. NATO treaty soon to come. Greenland, oh dear, is this next? Let's have a look into our very own newsletter this morning. Let's have a look. Following the weekend capture of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, the Trump administration has shifted its sights to the Arctic. On Saturday, Katie Miller, wife of top White House aide, posted a map of Greenland draped in the US flag with a single word: soon. By Sunday, Trump doubled down, telling reporters on Air Force One that the US absolutely needs the territory for national security. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen issued a sharp rebuke, stating the US has no right to annex any part of the kingdom. Greenland's Premier, Jens Frederik Nielsen, dismissed the fantasies of annexation as disrespectful but urged calm, noting the island's status is anchored in international law. Finally, the markets aren't ignoring the saber rattling. While broad indices remain steady, defense stocks surged and investors priced in a more aggressive US posture. Germany's Rheinmetall jumped 7% and Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries climbed 8%. This isn't necessarily a bet on the Northern War, but rather a reaction to the certainty of a bloated defense budget. Very risky stuff now in Greenland. Now then, we're going over to members only. Click on the link, stay where you are. I'll see you there right now.